NexMetals Mining is a mineral exploration and development company focused on the redevelopment of previously producing copper, nickel, and cobalt resources in the Republic of Botswana. CEO Morgan Lekstrom is joining us today to provide an update on the company's progress throughout the summer here. Please remember, this is neither recommendation nor investment advice. We're here to learn about the company. My name is Martin Gagel with Market Radius Research. Morgan, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me back. Lots has changed in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, we talked a couple of months ago, and you've done a lot of corporate changes and a lot of progress on your various projects in Botswana. But what really caught my attention was just recently the metallurgical news that came out, and which I thought very impressive. But I guess before we get into that, can you just give us a quick recap over the summer? What are some of the key events that has recently happened?
Yeah, I mean, so March we took over the company, and over the summer, Frank Juicer and myself took over the company. And not only over the summer did we put financing into it in March, but we added significant board members to the tape, and we can talk about that in a minute. But we actually went out and put together a very comprehensive program on both of our Salibe underground assets, both assets there, and then the Selkirk asset. And we've executed on that, not only hitting on exceptional drill holes and expansion holes on Salibe, same at Selkirk, but also the metallurgical results that just came out. To put it in context, this is the amount of work that should have been done over 3 years, and we've done it in the last 6 months, just because we were able to compress the time value of money significantly by coinciding all these activities. So it's been very punchy, and the team has been very busy at work.
All right. And the recent news on the metallurgy, this is significant as it reduces the required capex significantly, and I guess speed to market for that project. Can you give us some details on what exactly happened there?
Yeah, absolutely. So historically, for the past 65, 70 years, this project's been producing what's called a bulk concentrate, which means it was low grade from a high grade deposit, but it needed to go to a smelter because there was so much of it. There was historically a smelter here. That is a very expensive build piece. To build a smelter nowadays, you're $800 to $1.2 billion, right? So the general market, including mid-tiers and majors and other companies, have always thought that this project had to have a smelter. So you had to show huge scale to it. What we did is we went and we got one of the best labs in the world that is exceptional at cracking these copper, nickel, cobalt deposit metallurgies that major mining companies use as well, this lab. And we were able to successfully and repeatedly crack that code, which is something that hasn't been done in 65 years. So when you think about economics and what that means for this project, it means that we now have another path away from a smelter or a hydromet plant that we would potentially have to build. So now it creates a high grade concentrate that's copper, a high grade nickel cobalt concentrate that are separate. And that, to all the smelters around the world, is going to be very, very appetizing, just like a nice calamari stick.
Okay. And you talked about the potential cost of a smelter. Is there, I know you don't have any economic estimates out there, but ballpark, like in the range of this or that, what this concentration unit would end up costing?
Yeah, look, a smelter generally around the world gets built from, like I said, 800 million up to $2 billion, right? So yeah, you can put that in context of what potentially this would knock off the project. But what it does is it simplifies it. So you're no longer building a lot of complex parts, right? So for us, now we can focus on, okay, how do we build a plant that does separate concentrates, that focuses on parts of the ore body, from our mining method, and then how do we expand that? So not only have we solved one of the main issues that plagued this asset for years and really game changed it, now we're showing how this expands by drilling out that hinge zone, following more of the borehole EM plates, and that's just at Salibe. Selkirk, the open pit asset, same thing. We drilled all the metallurgical holes needed. We've re-assayed all the core that was there. That was historically 123 million tons. To put that in context, anything over 100 million tons is generally a world-class asset. if it's over 0.5% copper equivalent. We're sitting there at 0.81 at 44 million tons, and we hadn't reassayed most of the core. So we're reassaying the old core. That allows that resource to significantly expand while we're doing the metallurgy work, again, to break the code of separate concentrates, which, we've had success on one of the most complex ones on the planet. Now we're going to ones where we believe it's going to be a bit simpler. So these assets are going to change and have changed dynamically over the last 6 months. And I believe they're going to show that to the world here very shortly.
All right. So you're obviously still doing a lot of work. What are the other catalysts or news events? I guess we're looking for some metallurgy results out of Selkirk as well. Are those 2025 events, or can you maybe give a bit of a timeline on roughly when people should be expecting some news?
I would say September, October, November is going to be very punchy.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. Morgan, thank you very much for giving us the update on all the progress that's been going on there. Are there any final comments or things we missed that you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, you know what? The main thing for us at NexMetals is we do what we say we're going to do. We come out, we said we were going to drill the hinge. We said we're going to do the metallurgy work. We said we're going to do work at Selkirk. We were able to get it done quicker and on budget and on time, ahead of schedule for the most part. These are things that these assets have never seen before. So you're unlocking what could be a world-class asset really quickly. And that, again, when the market figures that out, especially the network side, that now, hey, you've completely de-risked a complex portion of this project, it's game-changing. So stay tuned. We want to continue delivering game-changing results, and it's going to start happening, I believe.
All right, Morgan, thank you very much. Thanks for the update. Talk to you again soon.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.